Folks travel from far and wide for a real taste of the mountains this weekend. The first Carolina Mountain Cheese Fest featured a dozen cheesemakers who shared the bounty of their growing local craft. News 13's Hope Hanselman shows us what it means for some of those entrepreneurs.
The stage is set in the mountains for the main attraction.
The curds were just made last night.
No one anticipated such an audience for this age-old tradition.
So when you add that water, you want to make sure you can't really see your curd.
The big cheeses of this Sunday festival are actually quite small operations.
I just recruited this one today.
Only a handful of women know Lindsey Menendez's mozzarella recipe.
It's the three of us redheads right now.
It got too hard. I don't know if I overworked it.
Okay. Or maybe too hot.
And it's her first informational booth for the Copper Cauldron Cheese Company.
So all these guys are kind of melting together now. You can see how it's changing from little curds to one big mass.
She and a dozen other cheesemakers are offering their best advice.
Well, squishy and warm.
And most hands-on tutorials.
They'll melt together with a little bit of your assistance, but you don't need much.
Of how they built a delicious business.
It's a lot more fun at home when you don't have to have the gloves on. In the fast-paced world that we live in now, it's kind of cool to see all these faces want to know how you create, and they've got the drive to want to know where their food comes from.
And as it turns out,
that's a stretchy mozzarella right there, guys.
They found just the right pallets for their plates.
That's the one thing that I love about this town and why I was drawn here. So it's just kind of cool to find more people like me. I usually will wrap it up in saran wrap.
An old-fashioned tradition, picking up steam in the mountains.
And we're going to go ahead and wrap that as tight as we can get it.
Hoping this cheese wheel,
so now that we got that guy in there,
keeps on spinning.
Just wind them up. Voila.
In Asheville, Hope Hanselman, News 13.